When I was 12 or so, I occasionally would go to a church with a friend, but then at least one or two friends of mine were molested. I ended up moving to New Orleans for a while. I lived in a squat with a bunch of other gutter punks. And we had people that were trans people, there was bisexual people, gay people. I flirted with bisexuality, but I realized that I really wasn't into men. I don't really like masculinity. I ended up taking a vacation up to Kalispell, Montana. They started Pioneer Little Europe Kalispell. When I got there and I took over as the recruiter and the co-leader, I wanted it to be more positive. I wanted to make the community better than what it was. I didn't want it to be just all about white nationalism. I was in it for the community. And of course, then I had to hide a lot of things. Now, I actually didn't really hide my time in New Orleans, and I even mentioned that I had lived with gay people and stuff like that on Stormfront. But I didn't mention my own flirtations with it. I felt that there were a few things that needed to kind of change in the movement. For example, I'm probably the only person that was ever a Stormfront mod that actually defended gay people on Stormfront, because I felt if there's a white gay person, why are they not allowed to be a white nationalist? That makes no sense. They are white. So I tended to already be a little bit more open in some ways. Kalispell became known for white supremacist movement into the area, and unfortunately, I was a part of that. You would have people from the white nationalists from all over the country that would come there to check it out, to see if they wanted to move there and stuff. And I would be the one that they would meet. And I even asked one person one time, what would you do if the child of a PLE member decided to go communist to get back at mommy and daddy? And he said, I would do what I would have to do. If it meant harming the kid, I would do it. I was like, get out of town, don't ever come back. And that's kind of what I had to deal with. I realized how horrible community it was, having to meet all the worst of the worst. And that's probably one of the reasons why I eventually got out, was because the white nationalists were the worst people in the world. My job was to normalize it, was to help make white nationalism more acceptable. I used to consider myself basically a pro-white libertarian. A lot of these newer white nationalists, they'll go after kids because kids are vulnerable. But for me, kids would have been a non-issue. I didn't believe in parental interference. I didn't believe in manipulating kids, not to mention it's creepy. When I left in 2016, pretty much immediately I came out. I did consider myself straight for the longest time because I didn't really think there was anything else to it. I took a safe zone course at college just so I could understand my own sexuality better and my own gender identity better. I came out as polysexual because I realized there was a gender spectrum. It's sort of in the same ballpark as pansexual and bisexual, though again, I'm not attracted to everybody. I'm just attracted to femininity. Right around when I was graduating in December of 2019, I came out as non-binary. Honestly, gender doesn't really matter too much as long as there's that femininity. If you're involved in the far right, if you're involved in a militia and you are LGBT, you're more than likely going to be around a bunch of people that really don't like what you really are. You'll be freer if you get out. You won't have that weight on your shoulders. You won't have to hide things. It's just better to not get involved, not follow that path in the first place.